slide, please, Nelson. Okay, Nelson, can you go to the next slide? Yes, okay. Thank you very much. So this webinar session is jointly hosted by Aviva, ISDN Software Business, and Stratus Technology. Please note that we'll be doing the recording for these sessions, and you'll be muted. All right. However, you may use the chat line to post any of your questions, and we will answer these questions towards the end of the presentations. Okay, next slide, please. This is the second in the series of the webinar leading to the industry challenge competition, which we're going to officially open on the 27th of September. So this is following the webinar presentations that we did last Friday. For some of you who may have joined us for the last Friday presentation, all right, this is one part of the webinar that we focus on the system platform. So today we will continue on that introduction on system platform. We will be doing a demo on the system platform to show you some of the general functionality on system platform. And going forward, next week, we'll be doing a workshop to show you how we could use the system platform to create some of the supervisory applications. And after we finish the topic on the system platform, on the 20th of August, we will go back to the web presentations to introduce the Aviva Edge to enterprise operations. So the Aviva Edge series will again consist of one presentation, one demo, and one workshop. Two demos and one workshop, I beg your pardon. And the last topic that we will be covering of the webinar series will be on the operation management using Aviva software. And on the 27th September, we will be announcing the opening of the competitions. All right, so that is the activity that we have planned for you. So for today, all right, without further ado, okay, I would like to introduce Nelson, our application engineer, to do the coverage on the system platform demo. So Nelson will be first going through some of the general overview on system platform, and he will then show you how the system platform can be applied for unified operation center in the use case of city operations. So Nelson will run the demo to walk you through some of the features of system platform using in the unified operations. And after that demo, the nuisance will run another demo to introduce all the various different visualization kind of system platform. And Nelson will hand over to Kevin to do the Stratus configurations and the Stratus high availability demo with system platform. So without much further ado, let us hand over to Nelson and introduce Nelson for the system platform demo. Nelson, please. Nelson, you are on mute. Please unmute yourself. Yes.
So,
Okay.
hi, thank you, Sir GK. Good afternoon to all. As Sir GK have mentioned, I will walk through the system platform general overview. So, Aviva System Platform. So, what is Aviva System Platform? So, this is formally known as Wonderware System Platform, an industrial software platform built on Orchestra graphics or Orchestra technology. So it contains an integrated sets of services and extensible data model to help create and monitor and control the application you've created. So for the system platform components, there are three, namely the application server, the historian and analytics client, and the communication drivers. For the application server, this is the heart of the system platform that provides developing and deploying of an application. For the historian and analytics client, this provides data storage and analysis. And lastly, for the communication drivers, it provides a platform for data transmission from hardware devices to runtime software. The next part is the system platform clients. Consists of two components, namely the operation management interface or the OMI and the InTouch for system platform. So for the OMI, it provides the navigation, display, content based on the application's data model. For the InTouch for system platform, it is based on the traditional development tools, which helps you create displays and navigation from a scratch. So after discussing what is system platform, we go through the interface or the engineering environment running in the IDE or the integrated development environment. So that to configure the application as well as to deploy. So for the first one in here, the templates and graphics. So this is where you create the templates and the graphics for your project. For the asset model in here, this is where you configure the physical layout of your plant. The third part is the object attributes. So this is where you identified the attributes of each of the object or the instant you created. For the fourth one, this is the associated content. So this is where you create the symbols and graphics you want to use in your project. And lastly, the detailed configuration. This is where you individually configured each of the attributes available in the object attributes. So with the understanding on the system platform, we would now want to introduce the Aviva Unified Operation Center solution. So it is a solution leveraging on system platform and suite of the other Aviva products to build a real-time operation management control room application. So now I will be playing a demo about the UOC for you to familiarize on how system platform can be applied in the UOC, in the use case for the city operator. So for the homepage screen, you can see the holistic overview of the solution in the city. So it also shows all the KPI created into the app using the standard orchestra graphics. As you can see in here, you can see in the upper portion of the demo, you can see all of the subsystem available. so that you can navigate. Clicking on one of the tab in here, you can see geographical maps where the function is placed and monitored. So also, it shows the real-time status here for the alarms on a certain location. So clicking one, so you can see if it is power failure or meter missing or burn time exceeded. So and lastly, you could also click on the map to find the same information about its status. So if it has an alarm or not. So all of these applications are designed using a template concept to offers standardized display layout for different subsystem. So all of this template can be developed once and deploy to many. Next is you could also embed a dashboard. So using the app to further enhance the visualization of data for you to know the precise value of the consumption or burn time. As you can see in the summary, it is the collection of the three information that you have configured in the system platform. So, and for the other tab, you can compare the values by month or by year using this dashboard. Then all of this is created in the system platform. So the dashboard is embedded in the system platform. So in the OMI display. So and lastly, the burn time here, the dashboard, same as the dashboard shown. Clicking another tab in here, you can see the UOC, the videos on the right side of the demo that monitors the traffics in here for the certain places in different location, as you can see. Opening the faceplate will further elaborate the details of the entire location. If the camera is faulty, no feed or recording. Same for the other subsystem. It's like have a geographical map. So like this is what I'm saying, that if you create the template, you can deploy it to create many subsystems. So all of it are the same but different value. So if it is clean or not clean for the smart bin, smart garbage bin, or if it is full or empty. Also, in the subsystem, you can control its function. So you can reset, automatically set its purpose. You can do a work order in here if the device is down or ready for maintenance. So filling out all of the information in here, you create the work order and submit it to the work order maintenance system. So and also, you can see all of the outstanding work order that can be displayed in here. So in here, you can see other work order that the other user created. So as you can see, all of them are the same template. So for the chemical dosing, pulling out the faceplate control, likewise, you can create again the work order. So this template that is created using the app that is developed once and deployed for the many standard. For the power subsystem, in the power grid, you can see that is created using the app and the status of each substation. So the faceplate control will give you more information if the breaker is on or off based on the graphical display in its homepage. So this industrial graphics is created in the system platform. So a single screen in here for the alarm screen. You can identify what is the cause for the alarm to trigger and also the trends you can see for each substation. So next, we should dive into the building management use case here. You can also embed a 3D content where we can link all of the operational info with the asset design information. We can also embed some of the KPI to monitor the data on the facility for its consumption base on the building you've selected. From the HMI screen, you will notice that the 3D content that you embed have an error, meaning it has an alarm in one of the air handling unit. So clicking the building, you can see all of the information in here. And clicking other building can further investigate the situation. So they can drill deeper in the specific building associated to the alarm. And the data will contextualize to display a deeper level of information, allowing them to identify the individual air handling unit that triggers the alarm. Also, all of this is a real-time base. So the user can drill down further on the 2D graphics in here to identify the root cause of the problem that caused the alarm. So after identifying the issue, can immediately resolve from their side. The unified operation center capability allows the operator to further understand the equipment. So here, it's the same. And also for the 2D model, and also for the AHU unit. So this is the one that I'm talking earlier, that the template that we created is same but different in when deploying. So that we can create as many as possible subsystem in the UOC. And lastly, the accessing the standard operating procedure list in here, you can see one incident raised in the list. The CCTV system. So more information can be seen if you click the incident. So the SOP status when it was created and it has been modified. So you can also attach engineering and maintenance documents in here for faster resolving the issue. So this is all the unified operation center applied to system platform. So you have seen how the system platform has applied for the unified center. So you have seen a lot of capabilities on how it presents the data. So now I would like to go further to introduce the visualization client capabilities of the system platform. So visualization demo consists of the in-touch visualization with industry graphics. We can also use in-touch web client using mobile app or mobile devices. Another view client that we can use is the OMI visualization. And last but not the least, I will show you the demo on historian web client. So now I want to go further to introduce you the visualization client of system platform. I will play a demo on visualization demo. In this demo, I will show you the traditional in-touch client version 2020 R2. So there are three clients that we are able to work with system platform: the InTouch, the OMI, and the web client. So first one, I'll be using the standalone InTouch client. Using the standalone InTouch client, we can fully create the graphical representation using the IDE and can bring the content into the InTouch window. So the InTouch will only be used to contain all the graphics without any scripting required. In here for the window, then here for the runtime. So you can visualize all the graphics in here. And also can perform the zoom in and zoom out and embed all of these graphics. So this is the InTouch client. Next, I'd like to show you the InTouch mobile client. So here is my mobile phone using the app from the Play Store. So you just need to key in the address in here and log in. Then connect. The connection is fully encrypted. So it has certificate in here. As you can see, you will have a SQL certificate in here, SSL certificate in here. So here, I can navigate through the graphical window or the graphical content to open up the same content that you have seen in the previous InTouch client. Here. So it is the same thing. Using a mobile devices, I can scroll, I can zoom the graphics in here. And also, not only that I can change the orientation of the device so that it will suit the content which I am displaying in here. So here, I have another content showing the real-time alarm and the real-time historical trend in real-time value. So all of this is the same content you see in the InTouch client. The next one is the OMI client. In the same computer, running the InTouch, I can open another visualization client, the OMI client. So the InTouch and the OMI can coexist or run side by side on the same computer. So this is a big technology improvement compared to a conventional where you can only open one instant of an InTouch. And lastly, the historical or historian web client. The historian is a browser base. You can access the client using any browser, or you can access the data on any browser. In any of the historian client, you will able to see the alarms and events overlay on the process trend. So that was the presentation of all the visualization client of system platform. So I will be showing you more of the information of the visualization client, particularly on OMI in the next week workshop. So next, I will hand over the presentation to Kevin because he will showcase you the high availability using Stratus computing. So Kevin.
Yes, thank you, Nielsen, for the presentation. So now we'll be moving on to Stratus. I'll be showcasing Stratus and its correlating product, FTServer. So to begin with, earlier last Friday, Stratus has been introduced, and to refresh on Stratus value proposition, it is simple and easy to deploy, protected from threats and interruptions, and operates autonomously. There are three important features of the FTServer. The first being two enclosures running as one platform. I'll explain this later in the next slide. Next is its hot swappable function as well. And lastly, it can support industry standards and multiple OS. The more common platforms will be Windows Server, Red Hat Linux, and VMware vSphere. So FTServer is a redundant server, which means that if one fails, the other can take over and still run applications. As you can see from this diagram, there are two vertical rectangles which denotes the two enclosures. Each of the enclosures have their own physical hardware, like CPU, memory, and hard disk. In the middle, you can see there is a horizontal rectangle that overlaps both the enclosures. This indicates the singular platform that users will see. So even though there are two physical servers, all of the applications and virtual machines run on this virtualization platform. So now I will be showing you a video demo where I will be showcasing FTServer and its UI. Firstly, to access the FTServer, ensure that your machine or computer that you are on is on the same network as the FTServer. Next, you will type in the IP address of the configured FTServer, and you will be greeted with the interface for FTServer. I'm running this on VMware, so you can see the ESXi screen over here. So this is the host tab. So you can see the hardware specs of the FTServer over here, from model number, CPU, memory, are few to name. On the top right hand corner, you can see the available machine resources, CPU, memory, and storage. This lets this lets the user know how much computing resources are available to use. This updates real time as virtual machines are running or are shutting down. Under the virtual machines tab, you can see the VMs that are stored in the virtual machine. Currently, I have 2 virtual machines in this server. You can see different general information on the virtual machines in this page: status, storage space, guest OS, host name, CPU, and memory. Moving on to storage, this is the storage tab. In the FT server, there can be multiple hard disks connected to the server, but here we can configure how they are managed. Over here, I have 2 data stores, data store 0 and 1. This server has been configured to have data store 0 as the storage for the FT server's backend files. Data store 1 is reserved for the rest of the virtual machines. So clicking on the data store browser, I'm able to view the content stored in the data stores. In data store 0, you can see this virtual machine FT system management and some files inside as well. This VM corresponds to the first virtual machine that was in my virtual machine list. In data store 1, you can see this virtual machine ISDN testing VM. This VM corresponds to the second virtual machine that was in my virtual machine list. So that concludes the UI portion of my video demo. So now I'll be showing you video footage of the FT server itself. Over here is the FT server and its front view. From here, you can see that there are 2 enclosures side by side. Enclosure 1 and enclosure 2. Notice how the third light on enclosure 1 over here is on, whereas enclosure 2 isn't. This indicates the primary server. What this means is that virtual machines are running on enclosure 1, which is the primary server, and it syncs its data to the other enclosure in milliseconds. This is to ensure its high availability. So over here, what you're seeing are 3 separate screens. On the top left is my system management. This shows the current status of the FT server. On the right screen, you can see a virtual machine running from my FT server with an InTouch OMI screen with a graphical view. Throughout the video, you can see that this virtual machine will be running. On the bottom left is video footage of me physically adjusting the FT server. So with that said, let's continue. So now you are looking at the back view of the FT server. The top still being enclosure 1, which is the primary, and the bottom being enclosure 2. I will simulate a power failure and remove the power adapter from enclosure 1. You can see from the front view that when it's turned off, the primary jumped to enclosure 2. And as you can see, my VM is still running fine. The system management updated and is telling me that there is a system fault. I will now begin to remove the server. So what I will do is that I remove the cables first, and then I will pull out the entire server while it is still running, and I'll push in a new server and screw it back on. Notice how my virtual machine is still running fine because it is relying on enclosure 2 as the primary. Now I will stick back in the cables, the Ethernet cables, as well as the power adapter. So now my server will slowly turn back on, and you can see that enclosure 2 is blinking, which means it is still syncing with enclosure 1. So after giving it some time, it will stop blinking and it will remain as a solid green, which means it is synchronized together. Like this. So now it is synchronized together, and my system management will update and tell me that there is no more system fault, and it is back to its high availability mode. Throughout the entire process, you can see that my virtual machine has been running smoothly without any interruptions. So to recap on my video, I demonstrated how I can make repairs and change my server while my applications are running. The high availability of the FT server allowed me to remove and insert a new server without compromising any downtime. So with that, that concludes my video and my presentation. That also concludes our demo for today. If you have any questions, feel free to ask or type it in the chat box. Just a reminder to also sign up for our first workshop on the 6th August. The topic will be using OMI for supervisory application.
Thank you very much, Kevin. So with that, we come to an end of these sessions, the demo sessions on the system platform. So I hope we have given you a very high level overview on some of the capability on system platform, particularly on the use of system platform for unified operation monitoring. So I have seen two questions, all right, but keep the question coming. So let me address onto the questions. So the first question was, what is the difference between UOC and system platform? Okay, good question. So UOC stands for Unified Operations Center. So Unified Operations Center basically is a superset of monitoring and control, writing on top of multiple subsystems and to integrate all this data from all these various subsystems into a unified control. And not only that, Unified Operations Center is integrating the data from the subsystem. It can also integrate the data from other data sources, like what you see in the demo. So we have the data coming from the dashboard. It's actually that dashboard is a dashboard that created using a external application. So you have seen in the demo integrating the 3D model of the asset. So Nelson has shown that with the 3D objects, okay, the data informations, we can actually embed that to enrich or to provide enrich user experience. And also we can basically link the 2D content with the 3D content so that the users are more aware of what is going on in the field. So a unified operations, okay, is a concept of taking the data around the asset and create a contextualizations in order to help to improve on the overall operation management. System platform, which is ability, all right, to integrate with all these external application with its ability to provide the operation management interface is a ideal platform to use to create or apply for the unified operation center. All right, so like what Nelson has said, system platform is using a template approach, and all these templates will help to standardize the display. All right, help to standardize the functionality. So you have seen in the demo, so the layout of the display is all standardized, but the content that go inside all these template is different from subsystem to subsystem. So this exactly prove to the concept that you only need to develop the template once, but you can deploy, all right, into many subsystems for different content of all these subsystems. So system platform provide the technology platform for such an unified operation center application. All right, good questions. So the second one, very, very good questions as well from Mandy Wu. All right. So this question is regarding on the UOC as well. Is the template free to use? And where to get a copy of it? Do you have the templates for other industry? Very, very good. So the UOC templates, okay, unfortunately, is not free. All right. So other than you need to buy the system platform, all right, and we have this licensing scheme, all right, where you will need to you need to sign on this licensing annually with us, and we will be giving you a template, and we will be giving you the system platform, plus all the software around the system platform that you may use for the UOC applications, like what you saw just now on the linking, on the SOP, on the 3D objects. All right, the container to show the 3D objects. So all these container, all these SOP functionality will be coming along with the template. All right, so this is not just only the system platform license, all the templates plus some of the associated software, the component that to make all this functionality work, we will be offering to you as part of all this licensing. Okay, so I hope I have answered that. Oh, another part of the question is, do you have a template for other industry? Yes, we have the template, not just only for smart city, like what shown by Nelson. We also have a template for data center. We also have a template for oil and gas. So there is this UOC for smart city, which you have seen just now in the demo. We have this UOC for data center. So if you are doing data center monitoring, you may want to, look into that UOC template. All right. And we have a UOC for oil and gas. Okay. So that is what we offer. All right. UOC, these 3 UOC templates. Okay. Any more questions? Yeah. So other than these 2, if not, okay. Thank you very much for your attention, for your taking the time to attend this demo. And this is to remind all of you again, all right, on the 6th of August, which is next Friday, we're going to dive further. Today you have seen the visualization client, you have seen the use of OMI for UOC. So next week, we're going to dive further to show you the bolts and nuts of how do we create, using the OMI, how do we create a supervisory application. All right. So that will be the topic for next week. So if you want to know, all right, after you've seen the demo today, if you want to know how do we put up all these KPI, how do we put in all this, how do we put in all this display, okay, how do we configure the OMI for single screen and multi-screen, all right? So please join us for next week webinar, all right? 6th of August, same time, 2 p.m. All right, if you have not registered, please go on to our website to sign up for that workshop. Okay, thank you very much. All right, guys, thank you.